All right, next up, we've got Luke in history. And right after that will be Deanna and Lucy. Okay, so remember that order. Welcome, Luke, everyone.
Thank you.
Just give it a second. Just give it a second. Just waiting for the judges.
Okay, so who is William Dudley Pelley, and why did I decide to study him? Now, you can see him up here. He's a very scary figure, but we can break it down and kind of understand why he is of historical significance. Now, William Dudley Pelley started the proto-fascist organization called the Silver Legion of America in 1933 at the behest of a prophecy that he should start this organization when an unknown house painter in Germany comes to power. Now, this unknown house painter in Germany, in fact, came to power, and Pelley started his Silver Legion. But he's been dismissed as a figure of not historical significance because of his spiritual ideology. Now, the literature likes to think of him and his connections to Nazis and Nazism, and that overdetermines the way that we think about this particular historical character, because he's so much more than that. What I did is I went into the archives, specifically the University of Washington Special Collections, did a bunch of virtual visits, and saw the physical copies of the Liberator suite of magazines, which was his public outlet. And I kind of traced the development of his ideology over time, finding that spiritualism remained in his ideology, which the literature said that he's a former spiritualist. And by spiritualist, I mean esoteric religion. Think pyramidism. The idea that the proportions of the Great Pyramid dictate important dates in history. Now, this esoteric religion remains important and creates his moral conviction that at the end of his entire scheme, representing the civilizational decline that he says is brought to him by clairaudient sources from the realm beyond, that this would allow him to basically take control of the government in a fascist way. But it's important to understand that his spiritualism undergirded the self-radicalization through his magazines and through his public literature that created this conclusion, rather than his association with Nazis and Nazism. Now, this represents a historical diversion from the literature, building on the literature to understand how spiritualism can, in fact, create extreme ideologies back then and also now today, which is why the significance of this project is important, and why William Dudley Pelley thankfully did not get 1 million silver shirts by 1939. Thank you.